Okay guys, I am back and we are going to try a couple little things. I did go ahead and go through and like basically trim all my papers and kind of get them stuck where I want them. But I mean, they're not glued down obviously. But I was going to show you how I go through like my process of deciding what I'm going to do on like inking and stuff like that. So I took my black soot and my vintage photo and came up with this color type scheme because I think it matches really well with a lot of the papers that I'm using. So like this one, and then some of the coffee dyed paper here. See how it blends and it looks nice that way. And then it also blends beautifully with Tina's papers here. See, edging. And then once it's all done and glued in, then I will take either gold paint or some of my other gold stuff, and we'll go around just the tips of the pages and like gold gilded or whatever. This is how I like to do it. You might have a different way of doing it. But so I just load my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of like any of those dramatic pieces out. And I'm just going to go around. I'm going to get the creases. And you don't have to be overly careful per se, because it's all part of the process. And I'm going to end up making a huge mess about this. What do you want to bet? Okay. Just going around the edge of the page. We don't need to go on the inside. I'm sorry if I'm jiggling you. Okay. You can go a little bit heavier in areas. You can go a little lighter. Kind of whatever you're going to want to do. And I am going to do this part of the cover too, because we'll end up putting something there. I'm not sure which part of the kit we're going to put there, but I'm kind of thinking that I'll put a background, one of the backgrounds there, and then we'll put like I was thinking one of the flower backgrounds, and then we would put one of her labels, Tina's labels in there. Or something, maybe? I don't know. We'll kind of see how it gets when we get there. Okay, and then I use a different one, not that one. Where did it go? There it is. Just a different brush, because I don't want these two to mix right now. I mean, they're obviously going to mix on the paper, but... And then I just went through here and brought in some vintage photo on the top of it. Like so. And originally I was just going to ink everything and then go in and do the the gluing, but I think we'll just kind of go together and we'll do a couple of pages, and then I'll probably do a couple of pages off camera. And I'll work on it like while the videos are loading, that sort of thing. Okay. So I'm not going to put anything on that one just yet. And we might not even, I mean, that kind of looks good. If we just put a label there, then it could be like, this book belongs to. Okay, so I am going to just kind of hit the edges a little bit with just my regular vintage photo, just to get any white that might be showing from the cutting or trimming down. I generally use the papers that I pulled out of the book a couple of times in the gluing, like so, if I can. Sometimes they're a little bit too small, so then I'll go back to my glue book. Okay, and I use, this is the glue I use, Scotch Create, to glue these down, and you really have to make sure that you're getting the corners. Especially if you inked the way I have, you're going to want to make sure that those edges are really glued. If not, they'll pop up. Okay. And I already can tell that my glue was already drying on that other edge. So then we just lay it down, and I carefully take my bone folder and really adhere it down, okay? Like so. Pretty sure, yep. I could already tell that this was already getting dry. So just put a little bit of glue on there. And voila. And sometimes you might have to go back through and take your other glue and glue down a couple more corners. Okay, so I'm going to take this side and do the same process over again. Okay. I'm going to take the black. Oh, sorry. I hope I'm really not jiggling the heck out of the camera. It seems like I am, but hopefully it's staying focused so that you're not getting all dizzy. Trying to keep it a little more stable to where it's not jiggly so much, and I don't think I'm doing a good job. But we'll do these two, and then I'll pause the camera when it comes to, like, I'm not going to glue any pockets in yet, like glue them together yet. We'll do that stage together. You do want to be careful when you're working right here in your spines not to poke any holes in there, okay? So don't go so heavy that you're doing that, okay? So I hope you guys are all doing all right. I think when this video airs, it'll be Wednesday. I just got done recording the tearing out, so and I just have this page in there mostly so that I'm not going over on the other pages or like catching these that aren't glued in yet. I don't want to catch those and like ink those unnecessarily. So tonight it is snowing like crazy. And you want to, I bet you my chickens come in tomorrow. It never fails. When I order chickens, it's like blizzard outside. Okay, so I'm going to take these and do the edges again, just a little bit, just in case we need to cover anything up. And this one I'll just give a little bit of definition on the pages. Okay. I'll put my piece of paper back over here. And I'll be gluing that one down first. I'm going to tuck those back in there so they're not getting any glue on them. I'm not sure if I mentioned in the last video or not. I did get this book from the dollar store. I mean, it's been a couple months, but okay. Okay, this one over. Okay, so those two are in. Okay. Okay, now we're going to put those in, but I think this is where I will pause the video, and then once I get to the next portion, then we'll go ahead and I'll show you, because I'll probably just glue in these, like get them all inked here, and I'll stop when it comes to doing like the first pocket, that sort of thing. If that, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. For you, it'll be seconds. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am going to record the next installment of this. I've gotten, so far, all of these pages here in the front covered. So then we're going to move to, this is, let me show it to you upright. These are our double pockets, and I kind of messed up my inking, and I inked this instead. Not a big deal. We're just going to cover it up. So yeah, I usually do my books in this direction. So I'm sorry if it doesn't quite, look right in the frame, but it's easier for me to fit everything in if I do it in this direction. So I'm going to take this portion off. It cuts down on bulk, and then we have a scrap to do, our scrappy tags and stuff later. So then, yep, I'm just going to take my glue, just how we did on the other page. And then, yeah, we'll just keep plugging along on these. And then when we get to the next pockets, again, I'll pause the video and get the inking done so that we don't have to jostle the frame all around. Okay, smooth that down. And like I said, we won't glue the pockets down until like the last little bit. Okay, so then what I do, and yeah, it is a little bit wasteful, but for me, I can get it lined up better this way. So just bear with me. If you have a little bit different way of doing it, that's fine too. But like I said, it works better for me to do it this way. So I lay my pocket out flat like that. And then it does create a little bit of bulk, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to take this and do exactly what I would have done on another page. Glue it all the way up to the top, okay, like so. Smoothing it out like normal. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to refold it back down. And yep, it totally wastes a little bit of paper, but I'm okay with that. And it does create a little bit of bulk. That's okay too. Okay. While I'm here though, I am going to take this and glue, hopefully we're not clogged, just up in this corner and then down to glue the flap down, okay? Okay, like so. And then I'm gonna have to, I'm just gonna take, and the only one I'm gonna do across here is the vintage photo. Like so. So that's essentially what it's gonna look like, okay? Okay, so let's do this other side. And then, yep, I'll just kind of keep working through the book. And then when we come to these other pockets, as we come to them, then I will show you how we'll put them together. Okay, all right, be right back. All right, guys, let's work on this pocket here. I know it's probably a little frustrating sometimes going like, well, I guess for you, it's just colliding right into the neck, like splicing videos together or whatever, but yeah. It worked pretty late last night. So this is that, I call it weird, but it's not really weird. It looks pretty cute, I think, once you get it all decorated. This funky little pocket here. So you have to line, I guess you wouldn't have to line it, but I lined this part, obviously not all the way down, but then I fold this one back over like so, and I'm going to put the next one right here, which is this piece right here. I don't know that I've had an altered book kind of come together this quickly. Like they usually take me a bit longer than what this one's taking me. So, of course, I probably just jinxed myself, right? That's how it usually works, right? Okay. Oh, and I'm a little bit short on that one, but that's okay. And by short, I mean up through here. I ended up taking a little bit of it off thinking I wouldn't need it, but yeah, it turns out I do. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to do what I did before, and I'm going to go ahead and glue the triangle down to get it done and out of the way to make sure our folds are going to line out okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue this portion down. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go and glue this one down as well. Oops, hold on. Yep, okay. Sorry, I almost glued wrong. So I'm just going to go outside here. And then I'll go across the bottom. Like so. So there's that one. Okay, so we need this strip here. It's going to be this one. I've already inked. Save us a little bit of time. And then I just kind of line it up with the edge there, like I do the other ones. Let's smooth that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that down so that it's, one of the reasons I do it now versus later is so that this glue has a chance to dry before we start gluing the pockets actually together. Hope that makes sense. Okay, next piece here. Okay, I'm going to glue that flap down as well. Whoop. And we're tossing glue today, huh? Okay, and then we have one more here. And then I'm going to backtrack a little bit to show you the other pocket that we were doing, the top loading one. Because I did put the papers on it, but I knew it would have to dry. Okay, so that is that pocket there. So then once we glue, like I said, we'll go through and glue these all together in the next video. But okay, so here is the top loading pocket here. I let it dry overnight so that when we use our paper punch, it's not all, it didn't like kind of ruin the punch, if that makes sense. I don't want that one. I want the other circle one. Okay, so what I do is I usually stand it up and then I kind of find the middle like usual and then do it that way. And then I'll go ahead and ink it really quick so I don't forget. And that's how I do them. And so then when we glue, we'll glue down here and down at the bottom, and it's a top loading pocket then. Okay, and I think the next ones are just now repeatings of, side pockets. So same concept as the top one. I'll have to let it dry, and then we'll, when we come back, I'll go ahead and snip those. But then the rest of the pockets are exactly the same. So I think I will call this one a video. And yeah, I will just see you tomorrow. And by that time, we'll just be gluing all the pockets together, and I'll show you some techniques that work so they're not buckling on you. And yeah, so we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.